felt lost and alone. I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know what to do and who to ask for help. And I didn't know what mental health was. I know that my brothers, they couldn't handle me having mental health problems. They ignored it and just pretended it would go away.
People from my country, my culture, especially older generation, they have the thinking you're nothing. They just look down on you. You're just a waster, you're useless.
I was trying to behave normally. As soon as they just go and leave, I was like just crying.
Every time I come back in a proper mind, then it started poking me in my head.
I did not come across people understanding it really very well. At first, they said that person is mad. They said I'm stupid to look after that person because it looks healthy from the outside. For them, it's like it's not an illness because you cannot see it.
Mental health to me means stigma, means isolation, means crazy, means not normal. Within BME communities, there are very specific issues. The first issue that I can think of is the issue of taboo. It's an issue that's been going on for generation after generation after generation, and therefore it's something I feel should be explored and should be opened up.
For black and ethnic minority communities, most of the issues around mental health are the same as any community, which is the need for support, understanding, practical help. The bulk of the issues are the same. I think then on top of that, black and ethnic minority communities have to cope with external racism, misunderstandings, services that maybe aren't as sensitive to their needs as they should be.
Well, my mental health problems started 20 years ago. I felt alone and frightened and insecure. And then my friends and my family didn't know how to help me, so I had to look for professional help. I think people in my community don't understand mental health, but there are more and more people now in my community that have got mental health problems, but they don't speak about it.
My dad never seemed to be happy with me, never content, never say, "Well done, son." Basically, I was forced into a job that I hated. My dad said to me, "I borrowed £50,000, I'm opening up a Chinese restaurant, you'll be working in it whether you like it or not." A few months down the line, I went to the doctor, he prescribed antidepressants for me, I took them. He said to me, "You're 24 years old, you're an adult, you're a man, you want to carry on living like this, that's up to you, but you can stand on your own 2 feet and make a life for yourself and move out." I stayed in a friend's house for 2 weeks. Obviously, he couldn't accommodate me beyond that. Stayed in a homeless hostel, and from there, I ended up in the very first council flat, and that's when my problems became very, very severe. Vulnerable, isolated, lonely, one friend. I've cut myself off from my family. I don't know anybody, living in this concrete jungle, this council estate, surrounded by strangers.
Mental health affects everyone. What the difference is probably in terms of, how people perceive mental health in different communities. They may think it's maybe related to something to do with spirituality or spirits and ghosts and things like that, something bad, negative.
The way I was brought up, it is ingrained in my brain, whether I believe the religious system or not. I first experienced mental health issue, which is depression, when my father passed away in India. I couldn't go to the funeral. That was his last wish. I couldn't fulfill my duty as a son. I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't sleep, and couldn't have a good relationship with my wife and my daughter. Ultimately, after a long time, after 2-3 months, my wife thought it's a high time to take me to the GP. I was given a 10-minute slot. The doctor's time is 10 minutes, and you can talk about only one thing at a time. So the doctor said, "This is a pill will keep you happy." Then my wife said, "I don't think that he needs that pill. He might need to talk to somebody." And when she said he needs to talk, the counselor thought that she indicating that I should go and speak to a counselor. But what she meant that I was isolated because I haven't had any contact with the community. I just arrived Scotland. I don't know many people. I just need to share my feelings with somebody, a fellow human being.
Unexpectedly, my wife was very, very ill, that I could not adjust my mind that it has happened to her. And I wouldn't sleep. Once I didn't sleep for 14 nights. And I had to go to my GP, gave me the pill, that didn't work. Then one day I took 2, then I took 3, then I took 4, nothing worked. Then I took whole bottle, maybe 30 pills. And I still won't get sleep. Then I started drinking. I drank about 1.5 bottle of whiskey. And I wanted to die. They want to cure me. So I ran away and I came home and I started drinking again. Then comes another man. He says, there is ambulance waiting downstairs for you, and I'm taking you to better place.
In my case, having suffered on and off from depression for the past 20 years, I'm pretty sure racism played a strong part in that when I was growing up. My father's from Peshawar, my mother's Scots-Irish. I experienced a lot of racism in the playground in the early 60s. And so that can impact on your identity. For example, you're going into school, you expect it to be a safe place where you want to go and learn. But in fact, in the playground, if you're being called a darkie, a paki, get back to your own country, and you're born and brought up in Govan, that can create quite a conflict inside you personally. And often GPs are very confused about how they should help, particularly me being mixed race, presenting a mixed race woman, because very often people say to me, you'd pass as white. Even my doctor didn't quite know what to do, but we had a dialogue, and eventually I felt for myself Prozac, Valium, any sort of medication wouldn't work with me. And what I actually needed was to talk to somebody, psychotherapy, if you will. And that helped me tremendously because I got my feelings out. I talked about my issues, talked about sadness, the whole thing.
My life is entirely changed. My mind, my thinking has changed altogether. I have learned to mix with many people. And I don't lie on bed, whereas I was lying 24 hours on bed. I don't lie down. From morning till midnight, I'm on my feet.
In order to give yourself a fighting chance of a life like everyone else, you have to just speak up. Find ways in which you can express how you are, how you can appreciate how unique an individual you are. You're not like other people, you're yourself, and find a way to express that.
My wife's noticed a big difference in me, and I noticed it myself. Even 6-7 years ago, I hardly done anything. I just stayed at home all day, every day. And doing that, it really, really makes you very depressed, anxious. Staying at home all day, every day, what have you got to look forward to? Nothing. Just 4 walls. I mean, how much TV can you watch? How much games? How much internet can you use or play? I do kickboxing twice a week. I go to drop-ins when I can. I do volunteer work. I've sang in the Mela in front of 50 people. I don't know why. It's very difficult to describe to you the process of 6-7 years ago now. It was painful, it was a hard process, but I just thank God I just got that enthusiasm, that energy, that drive to contribute in a positive way, It's not just about me anymore.
I feel a lot better. I'm on medication and I get an injection every week, and I've had it for the last 20 years and it's helped me to cope. My future's looking good. I'm getting on good. I'm managing to go out a lot more than I used to when I was really depressed when I first had it, and I used to sit in the house and cry all the time. But now I'm managing to go out and meet people and socialise. People that have got it should look for help. They shouldn't be frightened and they shouldn't feel that they're alone, because if they go to their GP, he'll explain to them that there are more people out there that have got the same problem, and it's quite a common problem. Just because you don't see it, it's not got a bandage around it, doesn't mean it's not there.
My mental health depression actually made me aware how sensitive I could be with people who is in the similar situation, I should say. End of the session. And I'm very grateful that what my experience taught me, I'm going to be more helpful to people who is in a similar situation.
In other part of the world, mental health has got stigmas that people working in services here still have got to understand in order to make themselves more available. So sometimes it's not just about accessing services as such, it's about people within those services to be open to what mental health means to different people in different places. There's been a lot of attitude change. Belief takes a bit longer. There are people like myself, like our organizations, that are really willing to and open and working towards making people see the person and not the problem.
People used to not come to the Royal Hospital because its mental is stigmatized and its institution. I came in this post last 16 years ago. We used to have only 1 or 2 people who had in the hospital. But now it's after 16 years, we have changed the name of well-being. People are beginning to participate in therapies. People feel much more relaxed, and its attitude is definitely changing.
Many of the things going on in communities now are very positively tackling stigma and negative attitudes towards mental health. I think I've been really encouraged to see so many different communities getting involved, using their own creativity, their own ideas, whether it's a mela, whether it's an arts event, music event, storytelling. So many ways that communities can communicate, get a story across, challenge attitudes and engage with the wider world.
So you should develop a habit of listening, which is very, very important in life. You must listen to others as well, not only go on speaking.